Your burger?
My burger was hot. But good. It was great.
Hi y'all. Thank you for coming to my channel. Well, I've been talking about my sister coming on the channel, or starting her own channel. We'll both have our own channels. And she lived in the part of Texas where it got flooded. Or maybe about 30 minutes away from the flooding. She did get a little bit of flooding where she was, but just on the outer fringes of it. Not like, it didn't like flood into her house or anything like that. And she was able to move back just a couple of days ago. She just got an apartment, got a new job, and she's kind of settling in a little bit. And so probably it might be a week or so before we do an actual video together, but I did take a few pictures and a short little clip of her while I was helping her move. I went down there and helped her move, and helped her move into her new apartment. And it was exhausting. And I also was working 12-hour shifts 5 days a week at my job for a few weeks. So I was just so exhausted. Even on the weekends, I just had no energy to make any kind of video at all. And finally, well, we've gone back to our regular 40-hour shift week. Thank you. Thank goodness. And it's just been really hectic. And we really haven't been able to do anything because she doesn't have a YouTube channel, doesn't know anything really about YouTube or making videos or anything like that. But I've talked to her about it. We've talked about it, and I told her it's a great opportunity. We're both, I'm hoping to retire within the next 1.5 to 2 years, hopefully. And she's 2 years younger than me, so she still has a few more years to go. But I told her this is a great opportunity for us to do something for our retirement, not just depend on our just Social Security checks. You can retire early at 62 here in the U.S. I don't know if I have viewers from other countries, but in the U.S., if you work, well, they take the top 35 years, the top paying 35 years that you've worked, and they average that out, and that's how they figure out how much you will get for your Social Security. And if you haven't worked for very long, if you work 5 or 10 years, some people, they just don't work or they don't report their income, you're not going to get hardly anything on your Social Security. So I would advise anybody young, if you're working, report it, report your income, pay the taxes, because in the end, when you need to retire, when you get old, when you get 62 or above, you can file for your Social Security and you get a check. And it's not always going to be the same for everybody. It depends on how much you work and your income. Like I say, for the 35 highest paying years, they take that average and they have a formula for figuring out what your income is going to be. And so I told my sister, YouTube is like a possibility of us supplementing our income in retirement. And she was hesitant about it, but I think I've told her, it's going to be lean. If you want to file early, you get a smaller check, but full retirement in the U.S. is age 67. You have to work to 67 to get your full 100% retirement check. I believe it's about 8% deduction for every year under that you retire early. You can, like I say, retire at 62, but between 62 and 67, that's 5 years. So they take quite a bit. Actually, I don't know if it's exactly 8%. I don't know what it is really, but it's something like that. I believe, actually, if you I believe it's 1/3 deduction if you take early retirement, which is 62. And then every year you can push it up a year or two or whatever. They take a little bit percentage off each one. And if you wait till, I believe, age 70 or 71, you get 1/3 more added. You get like 133% of your check. You get an extra little bonus added on if you wait to draw your check at 70 or 71. Not many people do that. Not many people know about that. But it's a long time to wait, to wait around to draw your check. And there's no guarantee, how long you're going to live. And you could have used that income. Maybe you wanted to buy a car, or maybe it'll help you pay your rent or something like that. But I'm exhausted working. I've been working since I was full-time. Full-time, I've been working since I was 16 years old. And when I was a junior and senior in high school, I worked 40 hours a week. And I also went to school full-time. I graduated from high school. And before that, before I was old enough to get a job in a business, the normal, what do I say? The legal age for employment is 16, unless you do farm work, or there's a few types of industries where you can start working at 14. And I did that when I was 14. I started working in the fields, which is one of the hardest, most back-breaking, exhausting. It was just, well, part of my experience of working in the fields. Sorry. Sorry, I had a little mishap, but part of my experience of working in the fields was really good. I did work for a good company, but there's other times when it was, some of the jobs were horrible, hot, sweaty. We didn't have porta potties back then. We went in the fields, and they've got more, I would say a little bit more worker protection now for field workers, but not a lot. And there's not trying to get political or anything like that. Right now we have this situation in Texas where a lot of farmers are going bankrupt, or the crops aren't being brought in. It is probably affecting the price of food, or it's going to eventually down the line. And a lot of farmers are losing their crops because not a lot of people want to do that job. It's not a job that, not a lot of benefits. You got to drive all the way out to the farms to do it. Hot, sweaty. It's just a whole nother thing. But anyway, besides that, I don't want to really get into that, but I've been working a long time. I'm tired. I want to retire. And hopefully in about 1.5 to 2 years I can retire. And so me and my sister, I have my own YouTube channel. I'm gonna help her start hers. And we're gonna do videos back and forth with each other, both of us using our phones to record and posting our own videos on each channel. And we've got a few things that we've talked about what we can do. And I'm going to add a little snippet of her in this video. Maybe at the end I'll put like a little clip. She's not real comfortable being on camera, I don't think. But it's something we're going to just, I don't know, just have fun with it and do what we can. And yeah, this past month or so has been real stressful, exhausting, and I haven't been posting very much because I'm just really exhausted and really, I keep saying this every single time that I make a video, just why I haven't posted, because I used to post almost like every other day, at least every 2 to 3 times a week or something like that. I did that for a few years, but literally just got burned out and tired. And I'm trying to push my way to monetization, and I'm hoping that me and my sister working together, that it'll help both of us. It'll be something that we can do in our future. And I've made, I think, a video talking a little bit about it. We were going to do like cooking videos, mukbangs. She wants to go get some furniture on Facebook for her apartment because she had to sell a lot of the stuff that she owned to make the move easier, because Texas is a huge state, and she was actually about 4.5 hours away, and renting a U-Haul from there to here was about $400, I believe, one way. And that was for like a, actually it wasn't like a super well, yeah, it was a pretty small U-Haul van, just I think like a 12 foot, something like that. And so she sold most of her stuff, and then I helped her load up her bed frame on the top of her Suburban. That was, oh, I wish I would have had a video of us doing that, pushing it up on top of there. And I'm only 5'3", and she's a little taller than me, and I'm sure it was funny if people were watching us. But we shoved the mattress, we folded it up like a taco and wrapped it up with a rope and shoved it in the back of her SUV with other boxes and tubs like that. So she's got moved in, but she's going to start her new job on Monday, so I'm going to let her get like a little bit, get a little settled, and then we'll do something. We've talked about a lot of future plans, stuff like that, kind of working on ideas for it. And so maybe next weekend, or maybe within a week or two, I'm going to see if we can make some kind of video and introduce her to YouTube vlogging, and to see where it goes. Okay, well, I don't know about the weather where y'all are at, but we had, the last 2 years was really mild. I was amazed at the summer we had last year, because we didn't have hardly that many days over 100. It was hot today. It was 100 degrees at least today, and we've had a few, maybe a week's worth of days over 100 degrees. Some of them have been between 95 to 100, which is pretty mild for here. And if you know my channel, you know I hate hot weather. I hate it. Lived here all my life, and it's getting hotter and hotter. It was never like this when I was young. We did not have that many days over 100. And thankfully this summer hasn't been that bad. This next week will be really hot. And we had all the flooding and everything down, Texas went through a really horrible thing. And my sister narrowly missed being in that. And my heart goes out to all those people and their families. It was really horrible ordeal. And the weather here has been, we've gotten a little bit of rain, but nothing at all like what was happening. It was mostly in, I think, central, lower, kind of central Texas, maybe a little bit south also, kind of southeast in that area, around San Antonio area on down, further down. And it's starting to dry up a little bit here, and I know they're having a heat wave. I think the south is getting our weather that we normally have, the 100-degree heat wave. It's pushed south a little bit because of the flooding and the rain and everything we've had. I think the weather pattern just kind of changed, because this time of year is usually at least 100 degrees it's been this way probably for the last 20 years. And the end of July and August, beginning of August, can be like living in a broiler. But it's maybe just gonna be this last week that'll be super hot. Okay, and thank you all for coming to my channel, and just want to update you on what I already had talked about, things that we were going to do, and they're starting to come to fruition. It'll just take a little bit of time. Thank you all. Y'all have a good night. Thanks.